So hey there fellow collectors, Mark here. We're toy hunting again, and today we're at the Quadcon in Springfield, Illinois. Now, Quadcon runs a bunch of different toy and collectible conventions and shows all around the Midwest. There's a lot here, so I thought I'd give you an idea of what they have, but also do a little toy hunting on the way. And you know, we still have two G.I. Joe classifieds we're looking for. That classified Frogman, you know, the eel, and then we need the retro-carded Crimson Guard. But there's some other fun stuff we might find on our way, and maybe I'll find a little Night Horse too, but let's see what they've got. And when they say it's a comic convention, they're not joking. There's some good stuff here. You got plenty of long boxes to go through throughout. However, they've got graded stuff here. They've got high-end graded stuff too, so you can get some great stuff when you're here. Maybe you want Punisher's first appearance. Maybe there's a Spider-Man you loved back in the day, and X-Men, Fantastic Four, Avengers, DC stuff. Really good stuff of comics here. It's a really good comic convention if you're looking for things. So whether they're displayed up here or in the boxes, you're going to find good comics when you're here. So been very impressed with the comic selection when I've been here, and there's tons and tons of booths that have comics, so you can get a lot of good options when you are here. So when I was watching their preview, actually they put up a few G.I. Joes over here. And they had the Wolf Spider, by far the best new character. If you ever get that one, get the Wolf Spider for G.I. Joe Classified. Very cool. One thing that's nice is Quadcon has a lot of guys that'll go to multiple shops. This comic book dealer here, I spoke to him at multiple of these, and he's super nice. He said they actually know stuff. So if you're looking for things you're not seeing it, they might be able to tell you what other booth might have stuff you're looking for. And he's like, oh, you're looking for G.I. Joe Classified. Go see him and him. They're going to have your best bet. So do talk to the vendors when you are here. They are pretty nice. Honestly, I'm going to come back and buy something from him later on just because he's been nice to me at multiple cons, so I got to put some money in his pocket for being a nice guy. So far, I found two places that have a lot of G.I. Joe classifieds. However, neither of them had the retro-carded Crimson Guard or the eel that I needed. But quite a few of the older figures, which was kind of cool. So if you needed some stuff, it's been pretty nice. Lots of cards here, but just like a quarter of the way through, I'm really glad I came. It's like 150 people in line when it opened up. They got it through, got us in pretty quickly. Lots of comic books here too. So initial first impressions, this is a pretty fun little con with a lot of good collectible stuff. Yeah. So if you're a Pokemon collector, you'll be fine because there's a lot of cards shops here and card stalls. You can go to tons of Pokemon from more rare to more, you want to get started on it. Your kid's a little bit of a fan. They can go up and grab some and get something here too. So you have a good variety of Pokemon when you're here. I've seen a lot of that. Also, they do have some local artists that will put together some stuff for you so you can grab things as well, little like, fantasy art and stuff. So kind of a cool little mix of all kinds of stuff here. And I've seen a lot of classifieds, but sadly, none of the ones I needed. So there is a lot of more modern stuff when you're here, but there are some vintage things too. I've seen a bunch of Star Wars, I've seen Mask, Transformers, so you want some G1 kind of stuff, they do have that. So you got to look around and search because there's a lot of different stuff when you are here. So do check it out because, Mask in a box, hey, not bad. Star Wars with the old file cards, not mint on card, but with the file cards. Kind of fun to find when you're looking for Star Wars stuff, so that was kind of cool. And would it be a con without Funko Pops galore? And more 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 and more, so you got plenty of those. So one thing I do like here about Quadcon, but also when you go to any conventions, is sometimes you're going to find places that have more independent stuff. Like, look, you can get the Action Force line that's here. If you want to get, Swarm Trace, you can do that. I actually went for the Steel Brigade because, I'm an old school guy like that. But really kind of a cool thing. Articulate Empire, right there. It was very cool to talk about, but he has all kinds of other independent lines as well. So if you're done with, if you've completed your G.I. Joe Classified, like I pretty much have, and you want to look on something different, there's all these other things that'll have like more independent lines you can get. So something cool to check out. And yeah, Star Wars is very well represented, whether you like the newer stuff or the older stuff, like a real TIE fighter. They got all kinds of good stuff. I mean, I found a lot of classifieds here, even Dusty, who they did dirty. Please do a retro card, we do them right, please. Still better than the Tiger Force version. And look, they had the Tiger Force one too. Better keep that one from everybody running to get it. Hey, gotta give respect. Doctor Who stuff as well. I mean, love it. And don't forget, when you go to a con, there's always going to be somebody fun from back in the day. The Honky Tonk Man's here if you want to get a picture with them and get a signature, so kind of fun. And if you're not a big collector, you don't want to spend a lot of money, there's a lot of places that have little small trinkets you can get. Maybe you want to get some keychains, you want to get some stickers, maybe just some standalone cards, you can get some things like that too. So there's stuff for all ages, old, young, all kinds, so do enjoy. Cool thing with the Quadcon, they're showers in Iowa, Illinois, all over the Midwest, a lot of Midwest ones. And the thing is, they're not all the same, so you'll get a lot of local shops that'll come in for local ones. So this is Tony from Central Illinois Toys. It's about an hour from Springfield, hour and a half from Springfield maybe, to get to it. I mean, it's a really good shop, and he brings his stuff here. But if you're going to be in Davenport, for the ones that you have shops from Davenport, they're going to be there too. Now, some go to all of them or most of them, but some don't. So that's what's kind of cool, to go to multiple ones. So I'm the one here in Springfield now, and I'll go to another one to see what other shops come, because also talk to the shop owners here, let them know when their hours are, because obviously they can't show the whole shop when they're here at a show, but it is one of those cool things to kind of advertise their stores, and you can find other places too. And you can watch our videos on Central Illinois Toys to give you a view of the store. So gotta prop up Tony where I am here. But also, if you are here, lots of comics. Look, we even got some good G.I. Joe stuff here too, but all kinds of cool stuff, all right? So let's keep walking around. Also, you're looking for vintage video games, the ones you don't have to download stuff from. They actually have plenty of those when you're here too, so that's been kind of fun to find. I will say though, I was surprised how few vintage G.I. Joe Real American Heroes there were, the 3.75 inch ones. Haven't seen too many of those when I've been here, which has been kind of surprising. Unlike usual, I've seen actually way more classified than G.I. Joe line. Some good Star Wars stuff here, but it's a nice, good collection of lots of different types of collectibles, toys, all kinds of stuff. So honestly, this Quadcon, I'm really excited to come back to another one because I saw some vendors I knew from before, met some new ones as well, picked up some new stuff. And actually, I'll show you the stuff I got outside because I did pick up a few things to enjoy from my memories here. But overall, good little con to go to. So what did we pick up when we were here? Well, first off, I picked up myself a little Action Force. Got myself a Steel Brigade, still on the card, hasn't fallen off the card, but he'll come off the card in a little bit because I'm going to open him. But he's pretty cool. I thought that'd be a nice one. I went to that, the guy that focused more on the kind of independent, smaller toy thing, so I picked that up, which was cool. Then, of course, that you always got to look through the bargain bins, so picked myself up a couple Ben 10s that my kids didn't have when they were kids, because this was more me getting it for my kids, maybe, but I got this. You got Accelerate and Ben and his little space outfit here. It's been a long time since my kids collected these. I can't remember what the name of that intergalactic Space Force was. And then I picked up this. This is the VHS tape, a Spider-Man TV cartoon show, Spider-Man vs. Carnage. This is one I got because I know Liam is a big fan of Carnage and Venom. I want to get that. But also, I like the highlights on the... I like the highlights on Spider-Man here with the shading on there. I thought that was kind of cool. So I thought I'd pick that one up as well because for some reason I don't think they're going to make that Maximum Series Spider-Man with the in black. So I'll get a few of them because I have, the Marvel Secret Wars one. I've got this one. I've got him, the retro card of one. I've got a few of the black suited ones, but kind of a fun one. I think Liam will enjoy the Carnage one. Maybe we'll let him open up in a video. Anyway, so I got a fun pickups when I was here. But let's talk about finishing off our time at the show. So don't be scared to come to a Quadcon convention somewhere in Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, wherever they have them. because they are fun to go to. Whether you get to see a little bit of Ghostbusters, you get to see a lot about it, G.I. Joe's, Pokemon, all kinds of things. Fun little con to go to. Nice local kind of thing. They also had cosplay here too, so you would do that. They actually had a cosplay competition too, so you would have that. But overall, a fun time. So what are some other cons you want us to go to kind of give you an overview of so you can see? Sadly, on my toy hunt, I did not find my G.I. Joe Classifieds, but like I showed you, I get a few fun things along the way. Bye from here in Springfield at the Crown Plaza, which was hosting Quadcon Springfield. Bye.